Hello and welcome to the 12 core principles of vision. If you are just seeing this video, it's possible you have missed principle 1, 2, 3, and 4. I implore you to please go back and watch them. I think there's a playlist that would help you see them. Now, this is principle number 5. We started out by saying there are 12 things that should guide your vision, right? We've done 1 to 4, and today we're talking about 5, which is developing the faith of vision. Now, what is faith? I define faith as creating a mental picture, having a mental picture of my vision, even though my physical eyes cannot see it. So I have a vision to become the world's biggest, maybe chandelier supplier, right? That just came to my head. To be the world's biggest chandelier supplier, I must be able to create a mental picture that when I close my eyes, I see only that. Right? Now, that picture is what will sustain me when I have my passion and I have everything going for me. That picture is what will sustain me. So that's what I call faith. Right? Being able to believe enough, even though my physical eyes cannot see it, but I believe so strongly enough that that vision will manifest itself. Right? So faith is believing in the unseen, and by unseen I mean your physical eyes, because friends, you cannot be limited by your physical eyes. You cannot be limited by what your 5 senses can experience. No, there's so much more to your life, your vision, your purpose, this world, than limiting yourself to your 5 senses. And so developing faith for your vision, developing the faith of your vision is very important as you go along this journey. Remember, we're trying to build leaders who can lead others. But for you to be able to lead others, you must first lead yourself. And one of the pillars of self-leadership is being able to see, not with your physical eye, with your heart, with your mind, being able to see with your mind's eye. Right? So where others are seeing impossibilities, you believe so much that yes, there are going to be challenges, but with necessary actions, we will overcome these challenges. That is faith. So faith is not passive. No. Oh, I have faith, so I relax. No. I have faith that God will do it, so I don't do anything. No, that's not faith. That's foolishness. Right? If you have faith that God is going to do something, then you have to do your part. Sometimes your part is to adjust your belief. Sometimes your part is to work on your values. Sometimes your part is to actually do something, be hands-on. Right? But you must develop the faith of vision, and faith is never passive. If you go anywhere and they tell you faith is passive, please run for your life. Faith is an action word. It's a verb. Faith is a verb. You have to act. You have to believe. You have to be in motion. You have to set yourself going. And you must develop it. It grows. If you don't feed it, if you don't act, because for every action you see a result, you say, okay, this doesn't work, so I'm going to try this. Oh, this worked, so let's keep doing this. Right? But you must develop the faith of vision, because there are going to be times of uncertainty. You don't know. You don't know what will happen. Right? Uncertainty, challenges, sometimes economic situations, political crisis here and there. But holding on to that vision by faith, you have passion. That's what we talked about in principle number 4. But you need faith. You need faith to keep you going, that I see it. I know it is possible. I see it. I know it is possible. And so when those voices come and say, nah, I don't believe this. No, that's okay. It's okay for you not to have the faith that I have. But I believe that this is possible. There are a lot of people that, because someone says, I don't believe this thing will work, they give up. Why? They don't have any faith for their vision. They don't believe within themselves. They believe only in external approval. And once the external people are saying, this thing won't work, then they believe it won't work. And that's why I say some of the work you need to do is sometimes you need to work on your belief. You need to work on your values. Right. So remember, principle number 5 is what? develop the faith of vision. Sometimes, and I want you to ask yourself this question, what vision in your life are you waiting for evidence for before you start? Because faith is believing in the unseen. So that means you don't even need evidence. You don't need physical evidence, because evidence is what you can see with your eyes. But me, I will say what you need is a mental picture. You need to be able to sit down and, create an image of possibility in your mind and keep pursuing it. And keep pursuing it until it is manifested, until it breaks forth. But if you give up along the line, you would miss it and you will say, I had faith, but it didn't work out. No. If you believe it is possible and you are applying every principle, you are doing what needs to be done, it will work out. So I want you to tell yourself this moment, it is possible. Like, I just gave a random example. I want to be the owner of the biggest chandelier store, or I want to be the biggest. If I set my mind to do it, I'm telling you that I can do it. What's there? Is it not chandelier? It is. I can set my mind to it, begin to create that mental picture of myself owning stores, owning, brand stores across the country, across the globe, manufacturing, creating designs, right? Because I'm a co-creator. So your faith is important for your vision. And that is on principle number 5. See you in principle number 6. Bye for now.